Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another review video, and in this video we are going to be doing a first impression slash review slash makeup tutorial type of thing using the new Colourpop no filter foundation stick. So if that is something you're interested in, then please keep on watching. Now, if you watched the review on the No Filter foundation, the liquid form, I love that foundation. I love that foundation. I use that foundation all the time, except when I got back from Hawaii, I was a little dark for it. And in that foundation, I ended up picking up oh my gosh, I have so many of those foundations. I think I have like 3 bottles, 175, 177, I think, and 180. And then I think I ended up picking up 185 as well because 175, which is what I think I originally used in that video, was a little light. So I had to pick up a darker foundation shade, and I ended up picking up Deep Dark 185, the same shade that I bought in the liquid form. And I'm thinking it's going to be a little bit light. I am a huge fan of stick foundations. I love stick foundations. I think they're so easy to apply. They're so easy to work with, and it's just so simple. And it can be built up. It can be as sheer as you'd like, and it could be as full coverage as you like. So that is one of my favorite things with stick foundations. Also, it's really non-messy. Like, it's not like a liquid pump. Like sometimes, like when I was in Hawaii, I brought my Lancome foundation and I pumped a squirt, and it kind of went all over because the stopper was stuck. But that's not going to happen with a stick foundation because you literally twist, swipe, 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 blend out, and, you know, continue on with your foundation routine. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you guys, you know, the color, the coverage, everything like that. And the primer that I used was the Cover FX blurring primer. It's just one of my favorite primers to use. It just really blurs out the skin and makes it look flawless. And now I'm going to go in with the foundation. So once again, this is in 185W, so it's in a warmer form. And this is the shade. So when I swatched this on my hand, I was actually really worried because I was like, it's kind of light. It's kind of light. But I feel like I might be able to make this work if I use like a darker contour powder, or if I really, really, really contour my skin. But you guys can see already, it's like really warm and really, really, really light. And I just knew 185 would work because that's what I was in the other foundation, but I don't think so. But for the foundation, or to blend that out, I'm going to use a JH03. This is like a rounded kind of like kabuki brush, really nice and fluffy and soft. And we're going to see how this works. So right off the bat, this shade is way too warm, I feel like. I need something just a little bit more neutral and darker. Because if you look at my chest and my neck, I feel like it's just a little light. But I feel like it's something that I could probably get away with if I were like to really, really, really bronze up the skin. Because when you think about foundation, the only part of your face that you see that is applied with foundation, if that makes any sense, is right here. So that's the only part that you're going to see, because right here gets contoured, all of this underneath is highlighted, all right here around the forehead, all of that is all contoured. So literally the only part of foundation that you see is right here and under here. So I might be able to fake it till I make it, but already it's looking really flawless. It's not full coverage off the bat. I feel like I'm going to need to apply a couple more swipes. But the good thing with this foundation is this foundation was only 10 bucks. So 10 bucks for a foundation is not bad. It's less than drugstore. The only thing is you have to wait for shipping. That's the only downfall. And I'm going to have to take this off because I just washed that and I don't want it to get dirty again. But the only downfall is waiting for shipping. So yeah. Personally, I feel like if you have drier skin, I wouldn't really recommend this foundation to you if you had drier skin, because I feel like blending it out with a kabuki brush, unless you used oil, it would cling to your dark spots. It would cling to your dry spots, because already I can kind of see it on my forehead, as my forehead has been really dry lately, and I'm not one to use an oil on my skin unless it's a serum, but that's at night. But already it's kind of clinging to my forehead and looking a little dry. I am going to apply a little bit more on the cheek area, because that is my problematic area, and then blend that out for a little bit more coverage, because right off the bat I would say that this is like a medium to full coverage foundation, but it's definitely medium buildable, especially with how many swipes I applied. Like, I applied a ton of swipes. Not something you need to do if that's not what you're into. So I blended it all out, and honestly, this is a shade that I could get away with. Now that I've applied it and it looks a little more full coverage, it doesn't look as bad on the skin. Like, it doesn't look as bad. I feel like it's definitely doable. But if you're my shade, or if you're around my shade, I would personally say to go with 190. 190 just looks so dark on the website. Oh, jeez, I just drew a blank. It looks so dark, so I was like, I don't think 190 is gonna be my shade. But in hindsight, I would definitely choose 190 over 185. I'm more comfortable with my foundation being a little darker than it being a little lighter. You know what I mean? Because if your foundation's a little lighter, then you're gonna go a little lighter on your concealer, and then you're gonna look flashback Mary, you know? So that's just not something that I would personally be comfortable with. But for this foundation, it's definitely doable, especially for going into the winter months, because right now it just what was it, daylight savings just happened, so we went back an hour. Yeah, we went back an hour, so it's getting darker earlier. The sun isn't going to be out as long. I'm not going anywhere because I'm not outside ever, so it's definitely doable. But I would definitely recommend 180 or 190. I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my face and pop on lashes and do all of that, and then I will be back for final thoughts and for you guys to see the completed look, and so you guys can see how it looks with everything on. Don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. Okay, you guys, so this is the final kind of like wear and look. This is how everything looks. I tried to use majority everything Colourpop, so I used my Colourpop No Filter Concealer in Dark 46 and Dark 42. I mixed the two. Then I used my No Filter Setting Powder in Banana, and I contoured it with the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette. So this is how it all looks. I feel like it looks just like anything else would look. Surprisingly, it doesn't look bad. It looks really, really good. Like, it looks good. It looks like, I don't know, even in person. So I definitely think that contouring and all of that makes it look a lot better. But I did want to mention, when once I ended the video, I felt like, and what did I do? I did something. I ended the video, and then I did, wait, no, my other eye was done. I did something, and the foundation kind of sat on my face for a little bit, so it did end up oxidizing and looking a little bit more like my skin tone. So I don't know if that's a factor, but that is what happened. So it looked a lot more like my skin tone. It didn't look as light. And then once I contoured, highlighted, set it, everything, did all of that, I feel like it looks really, really, really good. And it's not like greasy or oily or anything like that. It looks super flawless, like super flawless. Like, my skin looks really, really good. But I just want to mention, skincare starts, or how your foundation and how your makeup looks starts with the skin. So the skincare you need to have a good skincare routine, nice moisturizer, sunscreen, all of that stuff, and then your foundation on top and your concealer, and everything else will look just as good, if not better, over the top of nice skin. So wanted to mention that to you guys. For the highlighter, I know some people might ask, this is a Colourpop press. I'm like stuttering. Okay. It's a pressed powder highlighter. It doesn't have a shade name on the back. It just says highlighter. If I can find the shade, I will link it now. I will list it down below so you guys can find it. Maybe link it because it's such a pretty highlighter. Like this, it's really pretty. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Final thoughts. I love it so far. I do want to pick up 190 though because I do want a darker shade just in case I don't feel comfortable or whatever it may be. I feel comfortable with it right now, but just in case I need a darker shade, it's 10 bucks, so it's not too expensive. It's not gonna break my bank. It's just waiting for shipping. It's just so like nail biting. Like it's like, oh my gosh, give me my package right now. I want my instant gratification. I give you my money. I want it right now. So other than that, I think it's a very beautiful foundation. If you are into stick foundations, if you're into medium to buildable foundations, this is a great foundation to pick up. I still really love my No Filter liquid foundation. I really love that one. But this one's a lot easier. It's just swipe, 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 and blend it out, and then there you go. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah. Bye.